So, but you're an intuitive psychotherapist. What is that? Like, just right off the bat, let's talk about what does it even mean?
So I work in a different style with clients where I utilize my intuition and I help them open up their intuition. How do I do that? Well, we do somatic work and inner child healing and energy healing. I don't call myself an energy healer, and I don't tell my clients we're doing energy healer, but in a sense we are doing energy healing. We are integrating the right and left brain, or psychoanalysis with energy, somatic, inner child. And it is such an easy way to work. It's such an easy style that they learn how to do it, and they learn how to be their own therapist, their healer, very quickly. So everything grandma experienced is being downloaded in mama. And then everything mama experiences is downloaded in your egg. All those experiences are being downloaded into your egg. So essentially all that past trauma from your ancestors, that lineage, is downloaded in our genes. And when we do our work, we're essentially healing our bloodline. And that's how shamans think too. And now we look at, and I say us therapists are modern day shamans, because all this science stuff is exactly what shamans have been doing. Now they're talking about epigenetics, and they're proving all the genes is from, we can have, for example, racial trauma. Racial trauma you can have from when your ancestors were slaves are still encoded in your genes. Scientists have discovered this. Well, this is exactly everything the shamans have been saying and how they have been working. I want to come in and work, and we come in and work, and when they are having anxious about they're feeling anxious. Here's one new one came in, and her mother-in-law was just not being very kind, and she was being triggered. Well, what she found out is through my work is it really wasn't about mother-in-law, it was about her own mom. And so when she did the work, then she could turn towards mother-in-law in a kind, calm way and set boundaries and not get a good reaction, but still be okay knowing that this has nothing to do with me. This is mama-in-law's stuff. Now she's not taking anything personal. So that's what a session would look like. If a loved one comes through, and they're going to be open about it and talk about it. And then if one comes through, it comes through. That doesn't typically happen unless someone says, I'm wanting to connect. Sometimes it does. And it's, out of the blue, but it's never been with a person who's not been open to it. Knock on wood.
And now I'm like, wow, I'm like, how do you know what your inner child is? Who is your inner child? Is it really who you were as a child?
Whenever you're triggered and you're pissed, your husband pisses you off. There's your inner child.
That's just it. We all have one.
Yeah, here's an example. So this is when I first started out, and I tell this story to everybody. I had a situation it was really intense, heavy information, and it could not be shared in front of a child. Well, this man showed up. It was his session. This was when I first started, and they call this countertransference, but it's real. Countertransference is really your reactive inner child. So his wife was there and the kid, and I was like, we can't talk about this in front of the kid. You don't want to reschedule. And she was angry because she wanted to go in. I said, I'm sorry, we can't, ethically, I can't do this. Anyway, he was like, no, I want to do it. So he went in session. We're talking. She's texting. Yeah, Pluto is about deep transformation, and Aquarius is about liberation, freedom, progressiveness. So the last time Pluto was in Aquarius, we experienced the French Revolution, the American Revolution, the Haiti's Revolution, all that kind of stuff. And so this is what we're going to go through, is more of a revolution. We're going to see huge AI developments. We're going to see huge changes in the medical system. We're going to see huge changes in the therapy world, where we are going to be able to open up more, connecting with our loved ones on the other side. It's not going to be fun, and it's not going to be all easy though, right? Because revolutions aren't easy. It's going to really shake things up. But I have a lot of Uranus in my chart. So Uranus is the rebellious planet. So I'm all for it.
Okay.
I'm feeling alive. I can't wait. I love AI development. I love being progressive and making huge leaps and changes. If I'm not learning or growing or changing, I am so bored and depressed. So if you think of shamans, they call it the hollow bone. Have you ever heard of hollow bone? The hollow bone is, put it like this. Think of a water pipe. And a water pipe over years, if you don't clean it out, it gets gunked up with a bunch of, life, right? And we have to clean it out through, doing our work, taking accountability, holding up the mirror, releasing all that pent up energy. So the water, the intuition can flow through a lot quicker. So that's roughly, basically how it works. And you don't have to be in therapy forever. A lot of
that's
therapists need you to pay their bills, and I get it. But the more you get the word out, the more people come back to you and want to do the work because they know I'll probably only be in there once a week for 3 months, and then I don't have to go back as much.
Thanks for joining us on the Healthcare Uprising. Make sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons before you go, and take a moment to think of a friend and hit that share button. You can find us on all the major audio platforms, and we've got video on YouTube and Patreon, patreon.com/healthcareuprising, if you want to watch us in action.
You can also find us on social media on LinkedIn, Blue Sky, Instagram, and Facebook. Just search Healthcare Uprising to find us. And if you're a new company or a creator with a cool new product for the healthcare space, or if you're someone with a personal healthcare journey and you'd like to share it with us here at The Uprising, please email us at healthcareuprising@gmail.com, and we'll get back to you about coming on the show. That's all for this dose of Healthcare Uprising. Till the next time, keep looking for the good in the world, because sometimes it's where you least expect it.
This has been a Shut Up production.